When you read about crypto on the news, you usually hear stories on specific crypto projects like this, or read about crypto gods like Vitalik, or hear about people either making massive returns or losing their entire portfolio overnight. And when you especially hear about the crypto crimes, you feel like learning about crypto is almost not worth it. But just like the genesis of the internet in the 90s, and hearing about people buying and selling domains making millions, hearing about simplest projects built on the internet, and looking back now, you beat yourself against the wall thinking why you didn't get in early and join the early adopters. The good news is crypto is still evolving, and we have yet to see a lot of implementations of this new network, so buckle up, because in this episode we will break down the basic concepts that will help you understand crypto with much more ease. You just need an open mind, and preferably a nice cup of coffee if you're someone like me. What is the problem crypto is trying to solve? If you have been reading the news every now and then, you hear about data leaks from anything like your credit card information to your personal information provided to pretty much any services you have subscribed. At this point, you're kind of worried, but it's too much to figure out how to protect your personal information. So we all agree there is a security issue, but why does it keep happening? Well, let's say we store our information on centralized servers that are usually protected by perimeter security, which is the common manifestation of the firewall. Then you have a honeypot of data for when hackers inside, and once they get through the firewall and that perimeter security, they are in. Using an analogy, let's say a house represents a center where all of your information is stored, and let's say it is usually protected by some security measures. The vulnerability of this setup is when hackers get around these security measures, they pretty much own everything. What is the solution? Instead of this outdated setup of storing information, the crypto space is proposing to store information not in one house, but a network of houses, creating more like a town. This is why you keep hearing the phrase decentralized network. So using the town analogy, or when you make it a town, the information is being stored in a decentralized network of houses. So hackers could tamper with a lot of these houses and still not disrupt the functioning of the town, which is a much more secure way of storing your data. So it raises the security bar significantly. Basically, instead of creating a lot of barriers to access the silos of data, you're taking that data and breaking them down into a number of different pieces. So it becomes much more difficult to break into all of them rather than breaking into one. And this is what it's called a blockchain technology. What is the blockchain again? Think of a blockchain as a train track between you and another person. Essentially, there is a car on the top of the train track. So the car is a digital token, and what people are doing is attaching something to that digital token. In the case of Bitcoin, Ether, or any other digital currency, people are attaching money and moving it through cybersphere to another person. When they do that, that transfer gets tracked on blockchain in the form of a block. But why people make the blockchain more complicated? Well, it sort of is. What makes this concept complicated is when you hear about other types of assets like digital art, land titles, medical records, any library of data stored on a centralized network could be stored on blockchain, raising their security bar significantly. Remember in Haiti when they had a disastrous earthquake? A municipal building containing land titles was destroyed. So the government basically lost information about who owns what property. When people have no record of their birth because it was either lost, never created in the first place, or destroyed, it creates a problem. Well, blockchain can solve this problem by storing information in a decentralized network. How cool is this? So is the Bitcoin a real money? Well, let's think about what makes money a real money. According to monetary theorists, they have come up with a few specifications for what makes a currency. Those properties are scarcity, so the actual number of the objects used as a currency, fungibility, ability to exchange them, divisibility, divide them into smaller parts, durability, so they can actually survive time and weather conditions, and transferability, ability to move them between owners. Throughout the time, humans have used a lot of objects as currencies. Some of them rank really high in terms of those properties, some of them don't, decaying so. Something like gold that doesn't have an inherent value. It actually gains value from what people decide it actually does. So basically, why cryptocurrency qualifies as a currency according to what monetary theorists use to describe the properties. Okay, but how do I understand the value of cryptocurrency? Generally, the more you believe the product has value, the price goes up. In this case, increase in value for Bitcoin will come with an increase in people's understanding of the value of the security that it offers. So let's talk about that. Every 10 minutes or so, all the transactions that are happening in Bitcoin blockchain get to put into a block, and going back to the analogy of breaking into the house or breaking into the town, every 10 minutes a new house is being built. And in order to break into distributed network that is broken up into many houses as opposed to one house, every 10 minutes it gets more and more secure. And one simple fact, it's been around 9 years, and no one has been able to hack it, which is really phenomenal given how hard people have tried. So it's basically so much more secure than anything that we know today, and security experts agree. That's why a lot of people are moving their technologies over to this, because it is in our interest both security-wise and cost-effective-wise. That's why you're seeing so much value in this and these tokens, so as the security gets more validated, the price will keep going up. I hope this shines some clarity to the concept of crypto space and blockchain, and hopefully it will make your journey of learning more about crypto a little bit easier. Thank you, and see you all next time.